Folks, President Obama winning. He's all over the country fighting for jobs and is working. Let's just look at the last month. On the 11th, Republicans shoot down the president's jobs plan.
Any senator who votes no should have to look you in the eye and tell you what exactly they're opposed to.
What we're going to do is we're going to break up my jobs bill. Maybe they just couldn't understand the whole thing all at once.
Then on the 20th, Republicans say no to another jobs bill, and the president calls them out on it.
Republicans in the Senate blocked a jobs bill from moving forward, a bill that would have meant nearly 400,000 teachers, firefighters, and first responders being back on the job. I'm going to keep forcing these senators to vote on common sense, paid-for jobs proposals.
2 days ago, the president announced another plan. This one was for struggling homeowners.
The agency that is in charge is going to be taking a series of steps to help responsible homeowners refinance and take advantage of low mortgage rates.
And today, the president charged ahead with a plan to help college students.
We should be doing everything we can to put a college education within reach for every American.
This is someone fighting for the 99%, and this is what winning looks like. A new poll showed the president's approval rating at 46%, up 3% from last month. And Republicans beware, because he's not letting up.
Last week, for the second time this month, Republicans in the Senate blocked a jobs bill from moving forward. It was supported by an overwhelming majority of the American people. But they still said no. And it doesn't make sense. It's time to put country ahead of party. It's time to put the next generation ahead of the next election.
Joe Madison, Sirius XM radio host, and Bill Press, also from Sirius XM radio. Thank you both for coming on the show tonight. Joe, how much longer before Republicans wake up and realize that they're losing the debate?
They're not. They won't wake up and realize it. And guess what? The debate really hasn't started. They're debating among themselves while they attack, of course, President Obama. But can you imagine? I can't wait until after the first Republican primaries, and February, I think, is when you're really going to see a debate. Right. Because that's when President Obama, as we both understand, will really then be able to focus like a laser on whoever the candidates are, the two or the one.
Now, Bill, you and many of us have said we wanted in the early summer to see a more aggressive President Obama take them on, and he's starting to do that. Do you think that is why we're starting to see the polls changing and it seems like momentum begin to go his way, because we're starting to see a fighting president?
Oh, no, absolutely, Reverend Al. Let me tell you, I think we've seen a whole new President Obama. You know, the last couple of years, you and I both at times have said we're not sure this guy really knows how to govern tough enough, but boy, he really knows how to campaign, and he's showing it. And what I love is it's the combination of the right policy and the right politics. I don't think we've ever seen, look, he is out there fighting for jobs, fighting for people who are struggling with those big mortgages, fighting for students, and he's painted the Republicans into voting against cops, against teachers, against firefighters, against construction workers. I think this is as strong as we'll probably ever see him until Joe says we get up against one Republican candidate. It's a brilliant, populist, popular strategy.
Now, Joe, the Republicans can't seem to settle on where their candidate is, because it seems like the Tea Party has, if not amassed the power in the party, they've certainly seemed to have amassed veto power of the Republican Party. They vetoed whatever candidate they didn't like, and it's like the tail wagging the dog in that kind of analogy. So what happens? I mean, as they go through now the early winter, and they're all battling, and it's a different front runner every month or so. I mean, how, if Mitt Romney does end up staying there and become the nominee, he becomes probably the most default nominee we've seen in the last several decades of either party.
You ran for president, right? And you know, and Bill knows what's going to happen. They've got the sound clips are already there. It's like a circular firing squad. They have now given the administration and the Democrats all of the sound clips they'll need to defeat them. But I'm smiling because all of them are jumping aboard this 999, one form or the other. Reverend Sharpton, I'm here to tell you that before this is all over, 999 is going to be 911, and they're going to be crying for help. They're going to be crying for help because it is a very, very stupid move for them to get into this flat tax. The congressman from Minnesota, Minneapolis, just showed you the red line that went down. Those are rich people getting tax breaks, and folk know it. The stars have aligned. I hate to be like this, but the stars have aligned. You've got the right attitude. The president is listening now, I think, to his critics. You've got the timing of the Wall Street and Oakland people. I think that it's all aligned.
Well, Bill, the approval rating of the Congress is about as low as you can go, 9%. The president is picking up in the polls. And last night on Jay Leno, he showed a little humor about how Americans are not plugged into all of this. Maybe he's doing the smart thing by getting out of the Beltway and talking about people looking at their belts.
Yeah, and looking at that traffic in Los Angeles.
Look at this.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah.
And she's been giving, for the last few years, kids fruit and raisins in the bag.
Yeah.
And I said, the White House is going to get egged if this keeps up.
You got to go. Yeah.
We need to throw some candy in there.
Yeah, moderation.
Come on. Yeah.
Exactly.
A couple Reese's Pieces or something.
Yeah.
You know, Reverend Al, let me tell you, I think one of the best things the president's doing right now is getting out of the White House. North Carolina, Virginia last week, California and Nevada and Colorado this week. He's out there with the people, and again, he's hitting on the right issues. And on that poll you talked about, Congress, controlled by John Boehner and Mitch McConnell, 9% approval. In that New York Times poll, 70% of Americans say that the policies of the Republican Party favor the rich. 2/3 of them are support raising taxes on people making over $1 million a year. So the president's message, I think, is getting through.
Al, I'm going to have to criticize your staff. They got the wrong clip. It should have been the Roscoe's chicken and waffle with the hot sauce.
I'm going to use that another night. I got that. Blame that one on me. Joe Madison and Bill Press, thank you both for being on with us tonight.
I've been to Roscoe's. I love it.
Oh, brother.
Watch the hot sauce, Bill. Watch the hot sauce. I'm going to show you that later this week.